Now, it was somebody's idea in the Republican Party to allow Marjorie Taylor Greene, of all people, to chair a House subcommittee, in this case for DOGE. And, well, I guess all I can say is that when you put a clown in charge, you shouldn't be surprised when you get a circus.
Here displayed behind me is the post that Mr. Lefelt put up. Mr. Lefelt came in here today saying that this is game day. You're right, Mr. Lefelt, this is game day. Under the Ted Stevens Act, USA Fencing and other national governing bodies that are authorized to oversee individual sports on a national level have a certain obligation. One such duty is to provide support and encouragement for participation by women, where separate programs for male and female athletes are conducted on a national basis. Another statutory duty is to promote a safe environment in sports that is free from abuse of any amateur athlete, including emotional, physical, and sexual abuse. Mr. Lefelt, as the board chair of USA Fencing, surely you are aware of these legal requirements. That means you believe that forcing a woman to compete against a biological man promotes a safe environment that is free from emotional abuse. Is that correct?
One moment. A point of order, please, Madam Chair.
You're not. Okay,
Madam Chair, I have a point of order. The document that you have up behind you is a misrepresentation of the actual post. It appears that you're trying to misrepresent a witness here who you use subpoena powers against.
This is not Ms. Stansbury. Ms. Stansbury, this is not a point of order.
The actual picture.
Ms. Stansbury, you're not recognized. Ms. Stansbury, you're not recognized. Ms. Stansbury, you are not recognized.
Madam Chairwoman.
You are not. This is not a point of order. Ms. Stansbury, this is not a point of order.
What this committee does. You are misrepresenting the witnesses. You are misrepresenting policy. You are misrepresenting.
Ms. Stansbury, you're not recognized. You're not recognized. That's not a point of order. You're abusing the rules of this committee. This is the post of Mr. Lefelt that he posted himself on his own social media.
First of all, that Democratic lawmaker is Melanie Stansbury, and you should know her name because she is a fighter and a badass. Second of all, there is just some poetic justice in watching Marjorie Taylor Greene's own tactics get used against her. I mean, I'm old enough to remember this.
Some of my Republican friends want to take the economy hostage. I get it, unless I agree to their economic plans. All of you at home should know what those plans are. Instead of making the wealthy pay their fair share, some Republicans want Medicare and Social Security to sunset. I'm not saying it's a majority. Let me give you, anybody who doubts it, contact my office. I'll give you a copy. I'll give you a copy of the proposal. That means Congress doesn't vote.
And I'm old enough to remember this.
Not really. Lincoln Riley, an innocent young woman who was killed by an illegal. That's right. But how many of the thousands of people being killed by illegals? To her parents, I say, my heart goes out to you, having lost children myself. I understand.
So tell us, Marjorie, is it perhaps annoying when people interrupt you, when you want decorum and you can't get it? When people call for order and somebody else keeps interrupting over and over and over? Please do tell us how frustrating that is, because I, for one, would love to hear you make that complaint for the rest of my life. Now, as far as this specific subcommittee is concerned, this is apparently the DOGE subcommittee, and so naturally there is a hearing on trans athletes in sports, because what else would the Department of Government Efficiency talk about other than trans athletes? Apparently not the fact that DOGE was supposed to eliminate $2 trillion in waste, fraud, and abuse.
But we set up DOGE.
Yes.
How much do you think we can rip out of this wasted $6.5 trillion Harris-Biden budget?
Well, I think we can do at least $2 trillion.
Yeah!
Yes.
$2 trillion.
Which, of course, went to $1 trillion.
Our goal is to reduce the deficit by $1 trillion. From a nominal deficit of $2 trillion to try to cut the deficit in half to $1 trillion.
And then it was down to $150 billion.
Well, thanks to your fantastic leadership, this amazing cabinet, and the very talented DOGE team, I'm excited to announce that we anticipate savings in FY26 from reduction of waste and fraud by $150 billion. And and some of it is just absurd, like people getting unemployment insurance who haven't been born yet. I mean, I think anyone can appreciate whether, come on, that's just crazy. Some of these things, people ask me, like, well, how are you going to find waste and fraud in the government? I'm like, well, actually just go in any direction. That's how you find it. It's very common. it's, as the military would say, target-rich environment. So I think we're doing a lot of good in excellent collaboration with the cabinet to achieve these savings. And it will actually result in better services for the American people, and that we're going to be spending their tax dollars in a way that is sensible and fair and good.
And then it was revealed that his cuts actually cost taxpayers $135 billion, which means we're now down to $15 billion in savings from a promised $2 trillion. That is 0.75% of the promised savings. If I was in charge of a subcommittee on a commission that failed to deliver on 99.25% of what it promised, a hearing seems like a pretty good place to start to discuss exactly that. And yet instead, we get the very, very relevant topic of trans athletes. Why? Because Republicans want to rerun their winning playbook from the 2024 election. They are so desperate to continue beating you over the head with trans athletes that they will shoehorn it in wherever they can. If that means in a hearing about government efficiency, then clearly, so be it. And I want to say something to the Trump voters who saw the issue of trans athletes in the 2024 election and for whom that may have impacted their vote. Do you understand now what that issue is? It's not because they actually give a shit that all of, 10 people in the NCAA are trans? It's because it's a convenient distraction for them. It is a cudgel they can wield against Democrats because it's a shiny way to deflect attention away from actual issues that impact you. Right now, the market is in correction territory, we're likely in a recession, costs are surging, the shelves are weeks away from being empty, and yet they think you are so easy to fool that they are holding a DOGE hearing on trans athletes. That's how little they think of you. That's how easily duped they think you are. That they can wave around some villains and think you are so simple that you'll snap right back into October 2024 mode. These people do not care about you. They're only looking out to manipulate you. This committee hearing is a testament to exactly that. Before you go, if you enjoyed this content and you want to see more and support independent media, please subscribe to this channel. The subscribe button will be right here on the screen. But second, the reality is that we are now in a political environment where this administration can lean on any of the social media platforms to suppress certain voices if they don't like critical coverage. That means my longevity here is in the hands of a few tech billionaires who are already making it clear that they are willing to cater to this administration. To that end, signing up for my newsletter is a way for me to reach you directly if that ever becomes necessary. I'll put the link right here on the screen as well, so please sign up. It's free, but there's also an option to do a paid subscription if you'd like to support me and my team. I really appreciate it. Thanks so much for watching.